Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. The bonus to the apostles, elders, great millstone, and Shalom to the IQ teaching his word throughout the four corners in truth and sincerity. I'm back with another lesson. The spirit probably Yahweh, Shema, Shalom, will is edifying us of the elect. The topic, this lesson is going to be the Lord is coming back to save the elect. Okay? Men and women and children. The true name of God is Yahweh. All right? And the son's name of the world calls Jesus. That's not his true name. His true name is Yahushai, which means he saves or he delivers. And Yahweh is going to send Yahushai to deliver the elect from the four corners of the earth. And that's basically what the topic of this lesson is going to be. Okay, the deliverance, of the elect. Okay, you may ask yourself, who are the elect? Okay, these are special, men that were, and also you have men, women, and children that get delivered too. But I'm speaking about the, 144,000. These special amount of men, that have been predestined, to get delivered, since the beginning. Because the thing is about predestination. Right? I'm gonna start with gotta get Revelation 7. Revelation 7, start at 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Right? Talking about the destruction. Right? The angels are holding back the destruction. Okay? And the scripture to prove that is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51 and 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon." And Babylon represents America today. Right? I made a video on that. How Babylon, represents America now. It says, "And against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind." So that destroying wind, okay, is talking about the destruction. Okay, these nations have different nuclear, missiles that they're gonna shoot, here, to Babylon. Okay, but before that happens, okay, I'm gonna read it first. It says, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads." So the destruction is being held back, okay, because, the elect need to be sealed. They need to get, and when I mean sealed, they need to get, the true wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, and, ultimately prepare themselves for that time. Okay, because this is how important, okay, this is how important, okay, they are. These are the servants of the Lord. These were the men that were in the beginning. What Yahushai creating everything. Creating the stars and the, the moon, the sun, the earth. Right? The air. Okay, all the elements, basically. It says, "And I heard another number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nepetalim were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So, do your math. 12 times 12. You have the 12 tribes of Israel and 12,000. 12,000 times 12. Right? That's 144,000. Okay. Men. Okay, that will be delivered. And they are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. That's why this truth, has been pushed out. Okay, that's the whole purpose, of, really this truth, being pushed out, so that those that will receive it, the elect, those men. And also you have, the men and women. You have the women and the children as well that will get delivered. Okay. This is Matthew 24. And 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And who's that Son of Man? Yahushua. So again, as I said before, Yahushua is coming to deliver us, man. When we part that number, we go get delivered. Because it's not only just America, it's men throughout the four corners of earth. That's been teaching, doing the work. It says, then shall appear they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. Those clouds represent the chariots, the vehicles of Yahweh Shema Shai. Those so-called UFOs, those unidentified flying objects, or they got another name for unidentified aerial phenomenons, UAP. Okay, he's coming in those vehicles, hence the clouds, because there's going to be more than one chariot. It says, coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? The Lord, Yahushua, is going to come and show his power and great glory, okay? And also to deliver us. And it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven even to the other. Right? This is about the deliverance of the true, men of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? And the women and the children, of course. That's going to get saved. That's who the Lord is coming back for. Not everybody's going to get delivered. Right? That's not in the scriptures. Yeah, it says all Israel shall be saved, but, when Babylon, that's not talking about this first resurrection. Right? People are going to die here. Okay, they're going to receive that second death, which is going to be, nuclear fire. As I was saying before, that destruction, that destroying wind in Jeremiah 51. Okay. It's Malachi 3 and 17. So like 16, I'm start 16. It says, then they that feared the Lord Yahweh spake often one to another, and the Lord Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord Yahweh and that thought upon his name. Right? Who is that talking about? Those that fear the Lord and thought upon his name. Okay. The elect. Okay. It says, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. And that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spare his own son that serve him. Right? Because the Lord is gonna, deliver us. Because again, we're the only one that's really, fearing him, thinking upon his name, praising his name, doing the work. We not just go get saved for no reason, right? It says those that fear the Lord, and the elect, we're likened unto what? The jewels. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, likened unto jewels, because the elect is, you have Israel, of course. It's like you have Israel, which is ultimately a chosen generation, a royal priesthood unto the Lord. But of Israel, you have the best parts of Israel. Right, the cream of the crop. Okay, that's gonna get delivered. It says, then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. Because it's gonna be evident. Okay, I'm gonna get that in NLT too. I'm gonna get the 18 verse in NLT. Well, I'm gonna read 17 verse in NLT too. It says, they will be my people, says the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies, on the day when I act in judgment. They will be my own special treasure. I will spare them as a father spares an obedient child. See that? Because we've been obedient. Okay? The elect's been obedient, doing the work. Then you will again see the difference between the righteous and the wicked, between those that fear the Most High and those who do not. You have a lot of our people, 2/3, that show that they don't fear the Lord. They say they love the Lord, but they don't. They never say they fear him. They never say I fear God. They say they love the Lord, but they don't fear him. You have to fear the Lord as much as you love him. If you truly love the Lord, you will fear They will understand, okay, that true love that the Lord that you will have. Okay. And I want to get because I did mention how the elect were going to be saved. 2 Ezra 9. Slakia. And start at 6. It says, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith or by ye believe. Right, this is how the elect is going to get delivered, by their works and their faith, by the work that we're putting in now, towards the Lord, and us, which our works, show our faith. And we also must be faithful until the end. Okay, that's how we're gonna get. That's how we're gonna able to be. That's how we're gonna be able to escape, the judgment that the Lord's about to bring upon the four corners of the earth. Okay, for you to need to escape something, you have to be in some type of danger. Right, the Lord's gonna provide that way for us to escape. Okay, the destruction. Right, even through Jacob's trouble. Job. Okay, Job 5 and start at 19. He says here, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Right? What is those 6 troubles? Shocking. What are those 6 troubles? The famine, the Jacob's trouble, the famine. Okay. Basically Jacob's trouble. It says in 7 there shall no evil touch me. What is that 7? Okay, the destruction, the nuclear destruction. It says, no evil shall touch thee. Okay, this is what we're hoping for. This is our expectation, our hope, to be delivered and not, be in harm. Okay, because in those times, the only thing that we're going to be meditating about, is, how we, kept the faith, how we was doing the work, and, how the Lord is going to deliver us. Because at that point, we're not gonna, you're not gonna be able to show forth your works, meaning, be able to, go out and teach and make videos and try to study, right? In those times, there's gonna be straight faith, and that's how we're gonna be able to get delivered out of all those troubles, because we're gonna have, our faith in the Lord. It says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. That shall be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall not be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Right, because the Lord's going to bestow a different spirit upon us. Right, we're going to be able to, withstand, all that's to come. It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Why is that? Because the Lord's going to be dealing with us. For you to be able to even laugh in the worst time in history is going to even be evident that you are part of the elect. Because why would you be laughing? Right? For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Right? We're going to have spiritual power to be able to control the elements, and, even, the beasts of the field, the animals, they're going to be at peace with us. Even though they're going to be, hunting after, 2/3 and the heathen, we're going to be safe. Okay? All this is going to lead up, to our deliverance, from, the destruction, because we're gonna have to go through these different things, right? Till, the actual, us getting beamed up, right? We have to go through, troops chasing us and brothers getting spiritual power, and you seeing animals just, walking past, or just, bowing their head while they walking past you. You laughing at people dying, and people are hungry. You just laughing at it. All these things that we're gonna go through, right? It's gonna prove and show us. It's gonna be evident that we're part of that number. Okay, yeah, it may be a scary time, but hey, as that time goes on, or that period goes on, it's gonna be more, more evident. You won't be able to ignore it, and it's gonna be a part too, because it's gonna be actually a blessing to be able to, witness, witness, all of that and see how the Lord is going to deliver us, man. And we're going to be giving praises. At the same time, we're gonna laugh and give praises like, call on, like, how about you outside? Just laughing at niggas dying and shit. It's gonna be very beautiful. This is the things that, we want to happen. Okay, we look forward, to these times of the Lord showing him dealing with us. And the Lord showing us now, but, much more, all hell is going to be breaking loose, right? It's going to be a very fun time. Okay. With that one, this quick lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, El-Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, home to the eye, teaching his word, throughout the four corners, and true sincerity. We almost out here, Shalom.